Hey, I'm Norm. I'm here at Hiller Aviation Museum in San Carlos with John Collins, the paper airplane guy, and you're going to do something really cool. You're going to teach me how to fold one of your designs.
This is actually a classic design. This is designed by E.J. Nakamura. It's called the Nakamura Lock. People may have seen this plane before, and I always suggest people start out with a really simple plane, learn how to fold that, and then, more importantly, learn how to adjust it.
Tweak it.
Tweak it, yeah.
Okay.
So let's go ahead. Let's
All right,
orient
so
the paper.
This is just a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You can buy this at any, Kinko's, any photocopy store.
Yeah, we're using yellow because it's just easier to shoot on TV. But this, any old piece of 8.5 by 11, 20-pound copier paper, that's the stuff.
All right.
In fact, if it's been Xeroxed onto, it's even better.
Awesome.
The heat process from the copier stiffens the paper a little bit, and the ink is actually a microfine layer of plastic. Stiffens the paper.
Stiffer. You don't need scissors, don't need tape or anything.
This is just a really simple, fun plane that holds together nicely. So we're going to fold it in half the long way.
Okay.
Some kids always, in my classes, call this the hot dog bun fold. It's helpful sometimes to remember shapes as you go along, rather than what's actually happening folding. So next thing we're going to do is take one corner and fold it down. This is sort of like the old dart that everybody learned how to make. We're going to flip it over and do exactly the same thing with the other side. Fold the other corner down.
And you got to make sure the creases are tight.
Yeah, when I'm making the world record plane, I got a tool that I use called a folding bone, but this is not that critical. This is not going to be a world record plane. It's just going to be a good plane. So we've opened it up, the very first crease that we made, and now you can see that we've got two little triangles on top. Those little triangles make a big triangle, so we're going to fold the big triangle straight down, right on the base of the big triangle. And you can use this center crease to keep it lined up. Just put that top point right on the center,
there.
And that'll make sure that you're folding right straight along there.
Simple enough.
Now, we're going to do something on this plane that I don't do a lot. It's called a rat fold, which stands for right about there. You can tell there's a high degree of precision involved.
Yeah.
No, not really. We're going to use our thumb and measure up one thumb width and just fold that point that we just folded down up about a thumb width.
Okay.
1 inch is about 22 millimeters. So, if you're really going to measure it, knock yourself out. One thumb width is great. Okay, unfold that. Now you can see that we've got the original crease that we made down the center and this new crease right there where those creases meet. That's the bullseye. And X marks the spot. These corners up here, the creased corners, one at a time we're going to put them right on the bullseye. Nothing else is going to line up. So now we do the other corner.
Right on that bullseye?
Right on the bullseye. And now we're going to remake our little rat fold, only you have to make a new crease here. If you use the old crease, you'll probably bunch these layers up. So let's just make a new crease right up over those two corners. Now this is really cool. This plane is called the Nakamura Lock, and E.J. Nakamura, really gifted paper airplane designer. What you're going to see now is the whole plane is going to get locked together by our next move. We're going to follow this crease that's on the bottom layer here. We're just going to pick it up, follow that crease. Look what happens to that little rat fold now. It's locked all the layers together. We've turned it into a three-dimensional locking mechanism from a two-dimensional fold. Really clever idea. Any other paper airplane that you just kind of fold when you just fold the corner down over and over, it flops around, creates a lot of drag. All those layers are busting loose. This, it's all locked together.
Tucked right there.
Two more creases, we got a plane. We just take this long creased edge down to the base. The long creased edge, match it up with the bottom.
Right there.
Yep, flip it over. And if you've missed a little bit, Norman's missed a little bit here. I don't want to get picky, but just to illustrate, if you miss a little bit here, just make the other wing match. It's not totally important that you hit this perfect.
As long as they're symmetrical?
Yeah, you just want to make one wing like the other wing. In fact, I tell kids all the time, if you've messed up and you've junked up one side, or you accidentally slipped and kind of wrinkled one side of the plane, do the same thing to the other side.
So as long as a little bit here, I'm going to try to match that up.
Perfect,
right
there you go. So now what we're going to do is we talked about dihedral angle before. And if you don't do anything to your plane, you've got negative dihedral angle. If you would like to have a paper airplane that flies upside down, you throw that, it'll probably reliably roll over and fly upside down. If you want it to fly right side up and straight, we lift the wings a little bit. That's positive dihedral angle. And that puts the center of lift up above the center of gravity so that when the plane is flying, you get this pendulum effect from the lower part of the plane that rocks it back to neutral. And the other thing you can do, especially if you're throwing it outside, is give it just a tiny bit of up elevator by just bending the trailing edge up just a little bit. And that, when you throw outside, the center of lift tends to shift back on the plane. The faster the plane flies, the center of lift will shift back, which will cause the nose to go over. So if you're throwing outside or you want to throw really hard, a little more up elevator. Now, the thing about making a paper airplane, anybody can fold this plane. Really simple, right?
Yep.
Not a huge number of folds. So you want to look at the plane overall symmetry. Make sure one wing matches the other wing. What do you think when you look at your plane here? You have to really train your eye to be critical. You got to lawyer this plane to death. There you go. Now you're lawyering the plane. So if this is bulging out more than the other side, you want to flatten it out. Yeah, even that out. That gets it to fly straight. And so if you're playing then, and after you really do a fine tuning before you even throw it, once you throw it and it's turning one direction or another, you can even fix that. So here's what happens. In order to get your plane to turn left, let's say that we want our plane to turn left, we would bend the trailing edge to the left as you're looking at it. So the nose is that way. If we want the nose to go left, we bend the trailing edge to the left.
Now, right here.
Yeah.
Bent over. All right.
So now here's why that works. You don't have to memorize this, but here's why that works. The air travels down this side of the plane and hits that little bend. The air gets deflected this way. The airplane rotates around the center of lift. So the air goes this way, the tail goes that way, and since it's rotating around the center of lift, the nose will go left. You don't have to memorize any of that. Here's the secret. Bend this trailing edge the direction you want the nose to go. Left to go left, right to go right.
It's a little rudder.
Yeah, it's a little rudder. So left to go left, right to go right, and these corners back here, or even it's better to even do up elevator close to where the wings meet the body of the plane, because you get less asymmetrical drag. You create drag more efficiently right in the center. So this is actually the better place to do up elevator.
As opposed to the tip here.
As opposed to the tips, because what you'll do is you'll get one bent a little bit more than the other, and it'll create more drag on one side of the plane, and it'll start to turn that direction. So you'll actually allow one wing to fly faster, and the faster wing will always get out ahead.
Very cool. All right, so that's it.
That's it, the Nakamura lock. Let's give them a test flight.
I think you folded yours a little better.
A little better, just a little bit.
But we'll tweak it.
We'll tweak it. There's always tweaking.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. And of course, if you want to learn more of John's designs, other paper airplane designs, the paperairplaneguy.com, that's your website. And stay tuned, we'll have more videos with John on tested.com. I'm Norm. This is John. See you guys next time. Bye.